Got to make it official.
Got to make it official.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the CZ Media. Gerald, you are the last show of the year, and I am 2 weeks in a row. That's the most consistent I've been in over a year.
Well, happy to be here.
Thank you. Thank you. And I'm happy that I'm getting this going again. I was gone for a while, but the audience demanded it.
I see. I see. Well, hello, audience.
Hello, audience. Hello, everyone. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. The link is in the description, and on social media, Instagram, Facebook. Something new that I'm doing is doing movie reviews. And I'll say that I'm very harsh on movies. And my scale is 0 to 10, but I usually do like a 6.3. I don't stick with the whole numbers. I'm different. I put a point in there. And then if I don't like it, it is whack, super whack, or I forget what the last, let's see here. What is my worst rating? My worst rating is, if it's a 1, it's a massively whack. So if it's a 5, it's a meh. You know, sometimes movies, it's like, eh.
So what's a 6.3?
A 6.3 is sorta interested.
Sorta interested.
Sorta.
Okay. So not
7
quite,
is dig.
not quite whack territory.
No.
Not quite dig.
But if it's a 6 or above, I would recommend it.
Okay. 6.3.
If it's a meh, you can take it or leave it.
Yeah.
If it's a 4 in the 4s,
Yeah.
it's a whack. If it's a 3 in the 3s, it's a mega whack. If it's in the 2s, it's super whack. Even if it's in the 1s, it's massively whack.
Okay.
Very scientific.
Very scientific.
Very, very scientific. But I'll say, I don't think I have many in the 8s. I think most of the ones that I like are in the 7s. And those are the ones that I really, because well, it's going to be tough for a movie to be a 9.
Yeah. If the average is 6.3.
Yeah, it's just not going to work. Like, you're talking Godfather.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're talking, both Godfathers. You're talking Scarface, Goodfellas.
That makes sense.
I'll even throw like Forrest Gump in there, or the John Wick movies. Like, you see, these are all dude movies.
Yeah.
So my son, my movie ratings definitely skew one way. But it's okay. This is my rating.
I got a 9-year-old at home, and we're watching like Brave Wilderness, and we're watching Coyote Peterson and stuff like that. So
I don't know who any of that is.
He gets bites from insects, and then he rates it on a scale.
Oh, yeah.
So
you know, that's cool. That's a cool idea for him to not be afraid of insects.
Yeah. So he learns about like the executioner wasp. He learns about like what a bee sting, what it looks like, how it's gonna affect you.
Right.
So my son's really into that lately.
That's neat.
So I spent some time after work, watch it with him, and then it's our bonding time, and it teaches me a thing or two also.
And you know, and it's the beauty of YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like when we have conversations with friends, they're all talking about their dopey shows that they're watching.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're not learning anything from this.
Yeah.
And I say, oh, did you know that there weren't any Phillips head screws before 1910?
I didn't know that.
Well, I'm not sure if that's the date.
Okay.
But and then they just kind of look at me weird, and they're like, why do you know this? I'm
Yeah.
like, because I watch this YouTube channel where a guy restores old things.
Yeah.
Like old German bread cutters that's rusted. And then he'll say on there, he goes, these videos, there's no audio, no music.
Yeah.
It's just him doing work. But he'll put captions, and then he'll say, this screw is not authentic because certain screws are relatively new.
Yeah.
And then he'll go and then manufacture, he'll put steel into a lathe, and then he'll make the time appropriate type of screw. It's pretty neat. That's the beauty of YouTube. Yeah. Well, we've been talking for a little bit. So Gerald, tell me a little bit about yourself.
My name is Gerald Patriarca.
Patriarca.
Yeah. So I own JAG's Auto Detail in Tukwila.
Nice.
My wife and I are proud owners. JAG stands for James. It's our 9-year-old boy. My wife is Alma, and I'm Gerald. So it's our family business.
Wow. I guess I should have known that. I thought there was some sort of military
No,
connection
no,
to it.
no.
Like
so-
judge, advocate, general, is it?
So no, we're family owned. So it's just my wife and I, and yeah, we've been at it for 3 years, and we're proud of what we do.
So auto detailer, small business owner,
Yes, sir.
entrepreneur,
Yes, sir.
adventurer, risk taker, I guess you can say.
Yeah, I guess you could say
That's
that.
kind
yeah.
of been the common thread amongst the guests that I've had on the show.
Okay.
I like to talk to people who, start businesses, run businesses, whether they be your traditional brick and mortar or artists
Yeah.
who do their art, but then obviously they want to sell it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
they have to be their own entrepreneur, their own cheerleader, their own everything.
Okay, that's us
So
right there.
I really enjoy talking to those because I don't think that I don't think most people appreciate the work, the uncertainty, the risk that someone takes when they start their own business.
All of those words resonate.
I really think that there's a huge disconnect between the people who dislike the entrepreneurial spirit
Mhm.
to the majority of entrepreneurs who are trying to make it.
Yeah.
It seems to me that a lot of what, I don't want to say society, but a lot of the people who speak the loudest, they want to put this blanket over all entrepreneurs, like the Amazon blanket or the Elon Musk blanket over everyone. And it's like, no, it's like that is not how
Yeah.
it works.
Where my wife and I are seeing this firsthand.
Yeah. I really wish more people would, and I have a great analogy, I guess, to prove my point, is that I think that a lot of people think that if you say you're a business owner, boom, you're labeled as greedy, you're labeled as trying to exploit others,
Yeah.
you're labeled as out for the pure profit motive.
Yeah.
And that's just not true.
No, it's not. It's not.
And then they'll probably say, oh, did someone give you money to start a business? Were you given it? You didn't earn it on your own.
Yeah.
That just really irritates the heck out of me.
There is that stigma that they're saying that we're trying to be different. For us, we want to portray ourselves as honest. On our website, we're listed as Tukwila's most trusted source for auto detailing, and we have a car in there right now, and we portray honesty. We portray we're going to tell you the truth. We're not going to try and gouge you. We give them what we think is going to be in their best interest.
Right. So to me, that means you're not gonna try to get me. What that means to me is like you're not gonna try to get me to get a $6,000 service when I take my, my car that probably shouldn't get a $6,000 service.
Yeah, yeah. No, our prices are fixed. We want to make it as easy as possible, as transparent as possible. So when you come into our shop, our prices are listed on our website, and they don't deviate unless we see something crazy inside.
Yeah.
So if we see a biohazard, that's when it changes, because we need to put on PPE. It's going to take us additional materials.
Interesting.
But aside from that, whether you bring us a smart car or whether you bring us a Cadillac Escalade, we're going to use the same procedures for everything.
So, I need to write this down. PPE.
Yeah.
I'll need to ask more details about when you need to put on personal protective equipment.
Yeah, sure.
Detailing a car.
Yeah.
So, car detailing, if you are any sort of, you don't even have to be a car enthusiast, I don't think.
No.
It's anyone who appreciates having tidiness.
Yeah.
Will appreciate car detailing. Yeah. I'm a sneakerhead, as you can see by my wall to my right.
Yes.
My wall of sneakers.
Yes.
And something that I appreciate about being a sneakerhead is the smell of a new sneaker.
Oh, yeah.
Which then transfers over to the smell of a new car.
Yeah.
Which then transfer to the smell of a freshly detailed car.
Yeah.
And then, trying to keep it, trying to take care of it so that it doesn't go away and, not be tidy and be, respect your things and try to take care of them. So anyone who has that
And we do that both for interior and exterior.
right.
So if you take your car to the gas station car wash and then you notice in the sun that it's got all these swirl marks, we can fix that too. So that it looks like it just rolled off of the showroom.
So I'm not gonna badmouth my wife here, but she did use those gas station car washes,
no.
and it was on her 2-year-old X5,
Okay.
MX5, so it's a Miata.
Okay.
But it's a nice little car.
Yeah.
And then I started seeing the swirls, and she was like, "Yeah, I threw it in there."
Yeah. It'll do it one trip to the car wash. One $5 car wash can cost thousands of swirls.
And so just something definitely to think about.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. They make it so easy. They make it so cheap.
Yeah.
You don't have to go anywhere. It's 5 minutes to go through.
Exactly.
So you're getting convenience, but you're not getting convenience really. You're being inconvenienced later on.
Yeah. Yeah.
So have you always loved cars? What's the start of Gerald's car?
Not really. I mean, outside I've got a Hyundai Tucson, so it just gets me from point A to point B. It started about 10 years ago when I got a brand new car and I wanted to maintain it. So I noticed that some of my friends had leather that was cracking, and I said, I don't want the leather in my seats to crack. So
ever.
I don't want it to crack. I started researching, and I noticed that if it's not conditioned, it'll tend to dry out like skin. So I went to Walmart, and then I saw they've got leather cleaner, they've got leather conditioner, they've got different stuff. And I said, let's try it. So I bought those products, and I started applying it to my car. Well, then I kept going back over there, and I said, what's this? What's this? What's this? And I started buying it. And I'd do it here and there until I got a job where I had a carpool. When I had a carpool, I was working at the Seattle Times, and parking went from $200 a month to $300 a month for parking. And I was like, I can't afford $300 a month just to drive in.
That's bonkers.
So I had a carpool, and I said, I want to make sure that this car, it was a 2012 Hyundai Accent. So nothing fancy by any sorts. I wanted to make sure that it was presentable to my carpool. So with the stuff I had in my garage, I made sure that it was clean every week. Rain, shine, snow, ice outside, it was clean.
Yeah.
And then they started complimenting me, and then they'd tell coworkers, have you seen how clean Gerald's car is? And then I said, that's nothing, don't worry about it. And then they said, you're really taking this seriously. As I'm outside, my wife and kid would go outside too and help me out. And then we said, we're pretty good at this. So neighbors started seeing us do it. They'd get their cars detailed, and then it all ballooned from there.
I cannot think of anything more grassroots than that.
That grassroots would be the right word for it.
The true definition of word of mouth.
Yeah.
The true definition of sort of stumbling upon something, you finding a need within your community, within your social circle, and then taking advantage of it, and then turning it into a business.
Yeah. Well, after the Seattle Times, I moved on and I got a job here in Renton. I was doing dealer support, where if a Kenworth or Peterbilt truck breaks down and they go to their dealership, if the dealer didn't have the part, I would have to locate the part. So I would find warehouses around the U.S., or I'd find other dealers around the U.S., get that part to this particular dealer so that truck gets back on the road. During COVID, they sent me to work from home. And my wife was sitting next to me, and then she'd see what I do. She tried doing the job, and she was fantastic at it.
Oh. So she was doing your work.
She was doing my work for me. When our son was asleep, he was about 4 or 5 years old. She was actually doing my work for me, and I'd sit there next to her and I say, "You look like a natural at what you're doing." So when there was an opening for that position, I said, "You should apply. There, you know the work. You've gotten to know some of the customers that we have. Go for it." So she interviewed, and I thought she aced the interview, but she didn't get hired. They hired an outsider.
Oh.
So I said, "You know what? That's okay. Don't worry about it. We're good." So she didn't think anything of it. When another position opened up in my team, I applied for that didn't get hired. Another position opened up. I applied, didn't get hired. And I'm seeing a pattern here. I'm saying, you know what? I'm working overtime. I'm missing time with my family, and I'm not advancing my career. You didn't hire my wife. Let's start an auto detail business.
Right.
Because we have all the materials here. We have a small client base. Let's do it.
Sheesh. What did she say?
At first, because she was already helping me,
Yeah.
she said, "Let's do it. Let's start an auto detail business." So, in the spring of 2022, I told my coworkers, "I'm going to take my son to Disneyland," and so I got they could see me doing research on like Mickey Mouse ears on hotels around the area. So we went over there, but in reality, I took an auto detail business class. So we
In Anaheim?
in Anaheim,
Yeah.
in Anaheim. So it was in San Clemente. It was called Detail King, and they taught us how to do, how to locate a shop, how to get SDSs, how to get how to detail a car fully, all that stuff.
Wow.
And so I took that class.
How long was that class?
2 days. It was a 2-day class. And so I came back. I told my wife, they went to Disneyland, and I said, take lots of pictures because I'm going to show these to my coworkers. So
Like, why aren't you in any of these?
Yeah, exactly. I told them that I was the one
You were
taking the
taking the
pictures.
pictures, yeah.
Exactly. So we did that, and then when I came back, we had our first customer lined up. It was a driving school, and we didn't have a shop yet. So what we did was we'd actually go to each driving school. They're a chain. They're defensive driving school. So we'd go to each of their locations, and we would detail their cars on their parking lot, rain or shine. On site. That's right. So I'd do this on weekends, and then I'd still have my work at PACCAR during the weekday. That reinforced what we believed, that we can do something like this. But I didn't want to do it outside, so I said we need to get a shop. So in May of that year, I used up all my vacation. I used up all my sick leave. I used up about 3 weeks worth, and then we went furiously looking for a shop, and we found one. And then when I came back, I told my boss, I think it's time.
Wow.
Yeah.
And your shop is in...
It's in Tukwila.
It's in Tukwila.
It's in Tukwila, yeah.
What did he say when you're like, had he known that you had been doing this on the side, or did he?
No, nobody at work knew.
Okay.
Nobody at work knew. It was tough because when I came back on a Monday, I'd be really tired from detailing 6 cars. My wife and I would detail 6 cars out in the rain. But when I came back, I just went through it, had an extra cup of coffee, and just did my work. And then when I dropped this bombshell, I said, I need to do this. My wife and I need to do this.
Right.
So that's when we started JAG's Auto Detail.
I mean, so that you realized that this is what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
You found your niche
Yeah.
of the service you can provide. You took the time to go find a location.
Yeah.
Then 100 other things popped up that you needed to do.
Yeah.
Business related.
Oh yeah.
The license, the taxes, the accounts, the credit lines.
Yeah.
The purchasing of supplies, finding vendors, and is it? But since you were an actual business, didn't that opened up vendors to you?
It did.
Yeah, so you can get different new products, different products.
Now we have a UBI number, we have an EIN number.
Yeah,
and we can actually start applying for business grade products.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So the quality of what you did bumped up because you had access to better products.
Exactly. It's no longer that leather cleaner from Walmart.
Yeah.
Now we're actually getting commercial grade products. Yeah.
How many hours a week did you work on the business before you even opened up the shop?
We officially had our LLC formed in February 15th, 2022. So it was just bits and pieces here and there. So it took me some time to apply for that. And then I realized I need an EIN. So after work, I'd go home and then I'd apply for that EIN. Then after that, I'd say, we need to take this class. So then I researched the class. I took the class. So it was just bits and pieces here and there. It wasn't one sit down session and then do everything.
Right.
So
Because it's it's those behind the scenes hours. It's those,
yeah,
it's the little tiny things that you have to do to be able to do the next thing,
exactly.
which the domino effect.
Yeah.
One thing hinges on the other,
Yeah,
which hinges on the other. And it's a lot of work.
it's a lot of work.
It's mentally exhausting to do.
It is. So, sometimes even up to now, I'll get a letter in the mail. King County's asking for a survey on how we use water. So I'm going
wow.
to take that. I'm going to fill that up. I want to make sure that it's out of here because I don't want it to linger and we
Right.
get penalized for it. So
See, that's the other thing. It's like, it's one thing to say, oh, I'm starting a business and not need brick and mortar. But when you actually need a storefront,
yeah,
that just complicates things
it does. It does.
exponentially, really, because just like you said, now you have to start dealing with
You
regulations,
do.
with
You
inspections,
do.
permits.
Mhm.
If you want to change anything in your shop, you probably have to,
Landlord.
yeah,
Yeah.
landlord, and it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Sometimes my wife catches me awake until 11:30, 12 o'clock, and then we've got to be up at 5 the next morning. So
Jeez.
yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. You're making sure that your website's running, your phone system's running, your CRM's running. Everything needs to be going smoothly.
And do you do all that yourself?
I do all that myself.
Yeah, see, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a whole lot. I did I ran, so the bulk of my career I sold software.
Yeah.
I was a software sales guy for a long time. And then I started doing my own little business. I don't like the word content creator. I called myself mostly a marketing consultant
Okay.
because I would work with small businesses and just give them ideas, do stuff for them, like set up their CRM, set up their online delivery service,
Mhm.
like do all of the back end work, create reports, do food costs, like all of those things that just are tedious.
Mhm.
And then I started doing promotions for them, sort of a graphic design for them, building websites here or there. And it's awesome that you can do all that stuff, because then if you didn't, like, that's more expenses that are out.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't be able to do this if I still had my 9 to 5 job.
Sure.
That would make it.
You had to commit.
Exactly. And what made it even harder is now my wife and I both committed to it.
Yeah.
So she doesn't have an outside job. I don't have an outside job. This business has to work.
Right. And you being able to do all of these other things gives you a great heads up, because in my experience, I've worked with business owners who are really passionate about their core business,
Mhm.
but they had a limited scope of how things worked outside of that.
Mhm.
And it's the almost well-known thing where you're in too deep, you can't see outside.
Yeah.
You can't see the forest for the trees, or whatever that saying
Sure.
is. But if you do all of those other things, then you just have a better perspective of when you decide to, or when you're ready to expand, let's say,
Mhm.
and you do have to bring someone else,
Mhm.
you can clearly articulate what you want
Yeah. Yeah.
and know what the result will be. Versus if you didn't know any of that,
Exactly.
you're not going to be able to clearly give instruction, and you're probably not going to be happy with the result,
Mhm.
because you don't know how to think about it in a way of, like, okay, if we do this, this, and this,
Mhm.
it's going to return this.
Now we have standards at our shop. We have 5 stars on Google. We're approaching 100 5-star reviews, and we have standards that need to be upheld. We need to make sure that the customer's completely happy. We need to make sure that these and the checklist is done in order for that result to happen.
Yeah. That's satisfaction. I mean, satisfaction guaranteed is such a scary.
It can be.
It's such
It
a
can be.
scary promise.
Yeah, it can be.
Man, I don't know if I had a business. I don't know if I could do the satisfaction guarantee, just because I'm cynical and I know that there are so many pieces of crap out there that all they want is to find a way
Oh yeah.
to get something for free,
Yeah.
to
yeah.
complain,
Yeah.
and it doesn't, at that point, it doesn't even matter if you're right or not.
Yeah.
You're just gonna have to eat it.
We set the expectation pretty high for anybody that walks into our shop. First off, we don't accept text message as first point of contact. You need to pick up the phone and you need to call us.
Okay.
Because I know there's a lot of people out there, not very many people use the phone anymore.
Yeah.
So they like text. If you want your car detailed, you have to call us.
Right.
So that's one of the things that we set in stone. And then when they walk in, we start off with a handshake and we introduce ourselves. My name's Gerald.
Right.
My name's Alma. So that's not something that they see in a normal detail shop.
Yeah.
We go outside to the car with them. We walk around. We address any issue. And then when they come in, they sign a document saying that this is what we're going to be doing. This is exactly what we're going to be doing.
Very clear.
Very, very clear. And then we point out how long this is going to take, what we're going to be doing, and that we're going to be in contact with them the whole step of the way.
Right.
So we're not your average detailer. We pride ourselves in service.
That is missing a lot now, I think, in anything really. Like one of the things that really irritates me is when I'm walking into, and I'm not saying like even Walmart has greeters.
They do, but they don't shake your hand
the way
that we do. Yeah.
But like you walk into a small store anywhere, like let's just say a small boutique store.
Yeah.
It really irritates me when I know that if one person is working, that they're not going to come and give me attention right away, but it bugs me that I don't even get an acknowledgement when I walk through the door.
Yeah.
That happens so much where I understand that you're helping someone, but a hello, welcome in.
I'll be right with you.
I'll be right with you. Like that, it's not taking you away from helping that person, but that small acknowledgement. And more times than not, if I don't get that little acknowledge, I won't buy it. I'll just leave.
Yeah.
I'll browse, but I won't. But even if I want it, I won't buy it because
the customer experience matters.
Yeah.
It
The
matters
only
a
part
lot.
is that they don't know that that's why I didn't buy anything. But
I
I don't want to be that weirdo to say, oh, by the way, your customer service your customer service could be improved a little bit if you just said hello.
Yeah.
But then they're gonna call me the old boomer grumpy. My wife already calls me a grumpy old man. I don't need to publicize it.
We go the complete opposite. We
That's
make sure
awesome.
that I'll take care of the first customer. If somebody walks in and my wife is there assisting me, she'll actually go to the other customer, shake their hand, and then she'll take off on them while I work on the first customer.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure that goes a long way.
Yeah.
You know, I think I like washing my own car.
Yeah.
I never put my car through the gas station.
Okay.
I have never done that.
I'm proud of you.
I do wash my own car.
Yeah.
I am lazy on the interior, but I have a big Rubbermaid storage container full of a bunch of products.
Okay.
I just don't use them very often. And I will say that I think I've only had my car professionally detailed maybe twice. And that was when I had the first time I did it was probably when I had my Ford Edge, because it was bigger and I didn't want to do it.
Sure.
And then I had a Lexus that I had professionally detailed.
Did you get it done around here?
Oh, yeah, I don't know if you're gonna cringe or not if I tell you of where I found the place.
Bring it on.
Groupon.
Oh, wow.
It was someplace in North Seattle.
Okay.
On Aurora.
I know which one it is. I know exactly which one it is.
And I mean, I see it was so long ago. I definitely need to get that new car smell again.
Yeah.
Because it's neat. Having said that, given that so many businesses now are perfectly okay with reducing their price by up to, I don't know, 50%, 75% to sell a few Groupons. Are you keeping track of that type of information? Like, where did you find us?
We are.
Or if someone goes to you, gets a quote, but then doesn't end up choosing you, like, did you, like any of those things, did you choose someone else because of I mean, probably sure it just comes down to price
That
most
part
of the time.
that part's tough because
Yeah.
whenever I call them back, it'll say call from JAG's Auto Detail, and usually they don't want to pick up, and I
Yeah.
don't want to be a used car salesman and continue to hound them.
Right.
But whenever somebody does book with us, I'll ask them, how did you hear about us?
Sure.
A lot of it's been through Google.
Okay.
So we invest heavily on Google Ads.
Yeah.
Google My Business, where if you go on Google Maps and then you search auto detail near me, we make sure that we appear at the top or as high to the top as we possibly can.
See, that opens up some more questions too about how you run your business. You said invest heavily into Google Ads.
We do.
It's like, unfortunately, that's just something you have to do.
You have to do. Yeah.
So I'm not going to ask, but if you said invest heavily, that means that it's a considerable part of the expenses.
It's there, yeah. It's there, and we also we partner with Odd Dog Media in Seattle, and they created a list of the most I guess search terms that people are most likely to use. So then, if somebody says auto detail near
Right.
Tukwila, we're going to appear at the very top.
The keywords.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, it's, I think a lot of people know, like, oh, Google, you got to pay for your search results, but I don't think a lot of people know how much that costs. And then I also don't think that a lot of people know that that's not a set it and forget it thing.
It's not.
SEO is a continually evolving thing, which is why you partner with these other places, because it's a full-time job of having to do that.
There are two ways to do it. So at first we did a smart campaign where Google will just learn what people are searching and they're going to apply it to you. But you're also getting people who are searching for oil change near me or car wash near me.
Right.
Or they'll say cheap car wash near me, and that's not the type of person that we want. We want somebody who's looking for detail, interior detail, exterior detail, ceramic coating.
Groupon is going to come up.
There's that. But so that's what Smart Campaign was doing.
Yeah.
And then when we met Odd Dog Media, we partnered with them, and then their team set up a list of search terms that could be used and search terms that we don't want. We don't want oil change. We don't want detailing near Spokane.
Right.
We don't want those words. We want these words. And
It's
so
localized.
That's what they put in. Exactly.
You know, still thinking about Groupon, I kind of think, I'm not sure exactly well, you can go ahead and open that if you want. It doesn't matter.
I'm good.
Your water.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know. I think some might argue that there is room for a Groupon in most business models, not necessarily for core services, but something that'll get the customer in the door. For example, there is this really cool boutique inn on Airport Way in the old Rainier building, called Little Red Inn, I think is what they're called.
Okay.
An artist opened it. It is beautiful. They have this really cool, huge, like 20-foot ceilings. I can't even describe it. They have beautiful art everywhere. It's cozy. It's dark. It kind of looks like a speakeasy sort. No, that's not true at all. It kind of looks like there's carpets everywhere, so you can sit on. It's just a relaxing place, but they have themed rooms.
Okay.
And each themed room has either a sauna in it or a soaking tub. You can spend the night. I think you can spend the night. But massages are the other thing. And my wife and I like to pamper ourselves. So we've been there a couple times.
Yeah.
So it's one of our rooms was called the Stonecutter's Room, where we got an hour massage, and then Lori went and soaked in the hot tub for the rest of the time. And then I got into the sauna, and we took snacks and, sparkling wine and snacks. Really, really nice.
Sure.
But if you just book through them, that experience that we had was roughly $700.
Okay.
But they have Groupons where it's half the price.
Okay.
It's $350.
Yeah.
And the benefit to them in this particular case was that I bought that 6 months 8 months before we actually used it.
Mhm.
So they got my money,
Yeah,
a long time before, and then I booked it.
I see. I see.
So, just thinking of Groupon and how that can work with other things, it's like people use it.
Mhm.
I mean, my wife loves when we want to do stuff,
Sure,
we'll go to Groupon. We like going to the theater too,
sure.
and
Yeah.
sometimes theaters like I don't know which ones, Paramount, the Fifth Avenue in downtown, they'll put stuff on Groupon
Yeah,
or
yeah.
different theaters. So I'm curious if there would be a good business case to do something on a Groupon, but I'm just thinking out loud now.
It depends on who your target audience is. The detailer that you mentioned you went to, I noticed there's a lot of Groupons that they post. I watch all of them pretty closely,
Yeah.
where they advertise, how many reviews they have, what people are saying about them. And so the one that you speak of, they do focus more on Groupon. There's a few here also in Renton that focuses on Groupon.
Right.
For us, mostly, we're members of the Seattle Executives Association, and so a lot of our customers come from them.
Yeah.
We have fleets, we have Agora, we
Right.
have Bonnie Watson comes in pretty frequently, and so for that, they do have contracts. They come in.
I see now. That's you're explaining it to me.
Yeah.
It's like those Groupon people, they're not building relationships.
Exactly.
You're building
Exactly.
relationships.
We're building relationships.
Right.
Exactly. So we have the customers that come into us. Bonnie Watson, for example, they come every 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So we've been with them since 2022, and for their hearses, for their transfer vans, every 3 weeks they come in. So when I see them, I'll shake their hand. They'll ask, "How's Alma? How's James doing?"
Very nice.
So we like the relationship part. It's all about the service aspect that I spoke about earlier. We want to I think the service is actually higher than the detail. We want to make sure that the customer is completely satisfied.
And that is just the perfect mentality to have when you're dealing with any sort of business. So he mentioned Bonnie Watson. Bonnie Watson is Washington State's oldest continually running business. They've been in business since like 1860 something.
Yeah.
So they've been around for a long time. They're a funeral home cemetery. And if you think of funeral home cemeteries, they have hearses. People would be surprised of how many vehicles it takes to run a funeral home cemetery.
Yeah. And they've got to be polished.
It's got to look nice. And they have to have all different types of vehicles too. He mentioned a hearse. So it's like people are saying, "Oh, MG, he is detailing a hearse."
We are.
Which means that's the vehicle that they go and pick up people who have passed away.
Yep.
Luckily, it's not the vehicle they pick up to when people pass away.
We do that too. We do the transfer vans.
So they have
also.
transfer vans.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, you only get a ride in a hearse when you're in your casket and you're ready to go to your cemetery.
I mean, I've ridden in it a few times, but I was the driver, so.
Or your last ride, I guess I should say. Your last ride is going to be in a hearse, but only if you're in, if you're casketed burial. But the hearses are big.
They're very, very big.
They're big. They're black, which is probably. I mean, it's everyone.
The swirl mark show.
Exactly. It's like your black car. You only love it the day you get it.
Exactly.
And then it's like, OMG, why did I get black all the other times?
Yeah.
So that's why there needs to be that frequent, consistent schedule.
Exactly.
And the back of it is not very easy to get in and out of.
It's very tough. it's very, very tough. You've got. Have you seen the back of the hearses?
Yeah, I was in one.
So they have an urn compartment back there.
Yeah.
When you kneel, it's a casket tray. So
Right.
it's wood. It's not that friendly on your knees. There are rollers over there.
Yep.
So
it's a bit mechanical back there.
Yeah. And so to get back there, you've got to have the right tools to clean. Fortunately, my wife, she does the interior of the details. She's able to lift up that urn compartment, get underneath, make sure that all the dead flowers are taken out, and make sure it's completely polished.
Yeah, dead flower. They put flower arrangements back there.
Yeah.
So
it falls a lot.
Yeah. Can you imagine if you leave flowers in there for a long time? I mean,
Exactly.
it could start to smell.
Exactly.
Bugs.
Exactly.
And you don't want that.
Exactly.
You don't want when you're being put into the hearse and they open up the back. You don't want a bunch of gnats coming
Exactly.
out.
Exactly. That's
So
where we
very
come in.
important.
Yeah, that's where we come in. So we're very proud of our work. Last week we went to a funeral at Bonnie Watson and we detailed the hearse for them, and they notice. You can see the difference between one that's taken care of and one that just goes through the scratch and swirl.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, it's again, it's those little tiny details that just go, because we expect it to be. We expect these types of tiny details aren't forefront, but you notice if they're not top notch.
Exactly.
So like that's where it's like if putting myself into your position, I would want no attention versus the attention of something that is awry.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with that. When at my grandmother's funeral in San Francisco 2 years ago, I noticed that their flower van had rust on it.
Oh.
And you look at that and you're like, how much did we spend on this funeral? And there's no attention to detail here. This is probably the saddest day of our life. And to you, it's a transaction. Right. It's get the flowers over there and get on to the next funeral. I don't agree with that.
Right. Yeah. No, absolutely. That's what people think. Yeah. It's like I paid.
Yeah.
Because funerals are expensive.
They are very expensive. I agree with that.
On my last show, I spoke a little bit about what I do. I think I deleted it though.
Oh yeah.
I think I edited it because I wasn't ready to fully come out with it.
I see.
I'm teasing the audience with that a little bit.
Yeah.
But funerals cost, I mean, if you have a full-on funeral, you're talking 15, 18 grand.
Yes.
For just the funeral part. We're not talking about your casket. No. We're not talking about your property.
Reception.
We're talking just what goes on inside of a funeral.
Just what goes on inside.
So if you paid that much and then, you have the car is not perfect.
It has to be perfect.
It's like, where's my money going?
Exactly.
It's obviously not to maintain equipment.
Exactly.
So that's that's just on management though, for that, I guess.
Agree.
And why would there be rust on a car in San Francisco?
It was on the pillar between the sliding door and the driver's door. You can see that it was black and it got peeled off, must have been broken off, and behind it was starting to rust.
You know what? The car probably didn't come from San Francisco.
More likely.
They came from the Midwest.
Probably.
And then they just repurposed it. That they got it. I'm already thinking of ways they cheat that. They got it on an auction.
Yeah, probably.
From the Midwest.
That makes sense.
They just sanded it a bit. And
they put it straight to work.
Yeah. Because rust is not a thing over here on the West. Unless like if you're on the beach all the time, I can see how you could have rust.
You never know.
I grew up near Chicago.
Yeah.
So my dad was very, very adamant that the car had to get washed.
Yeah.
Every few days if it snowed, because we use salt back in the Midwest. Yes. So you're literally spackling your car with a very corrosive material.
Exactly.
Which also lets you stay on the road, which is, I guess, it's an okay trade.
Yeah. But for this one, I definitely noticed that rust.
Yeah.
And you're like, what is this? Why is this rusty? You guys make, so if say they had 3 funerals, okay, and each one you're saying costs more than $10,000.
Yeah. It could very easily.
That's $30,000 per day. And you couldn't afford to maintain this piece of detail.
Yeah.
So I thought to me that was a bad piece of oversight.
Yeah. No, absolutely. It's just it's at that point, it's everyone being on the same page.
Yeah.
Like if other employees had reported it and nothing happened to it, then it's a management issue.
I agree.
If no one saw it, then you have people who could possibly pay attention to details a little bit more.
Yeah.
But who knows what the thing, maybe it was a loner, maybe I hate being devil's advocate. But it was unfortunate.
It was very unfortunate.
And
unfortunately the detailer noticed.
Exactly. That's what I was about to say. At the same time, it's like when I pay attention to color, My buddy is a sound engineer, and he is colorblind, so he can't see color very well,
Okay.
but he has a really, really good ear.
So you guys make a good duo.
We are massively obnoxious when we watch movies. I annoy my wife, he annoys his girl, because we have comments on why is it this?
Yeah.
Like there's some things it's like, why is this color? Why
The way
did
it
they
is.
choose this to be?
Yeah.
I don't understand. And then he'll make some comment about how the bushes shouldn't have been as loud as they were.
Yeah.
It's like, why? The carrot. It's like we're all a little part of that,
Actually.
paying attention to the things that we like to do. So as you're detailing, you said you used PPE on stuff.
We do.
My brain automatically went to a story from a couple weeks ago where there was a car had gotten impounded.
Mm-hmm.
It got moved twice, I believe. And it wasn't until a few days later that they realized that there was a dead body in the back seat.
I know that one. It's in Southern California.
Is it?
Yeah. I know that story.
Actually, I tagged my favorite true crime podcast on that story, thinking that there might be a story here of like, how could multiple people have, I mean, you don't necessarily have to go inside the car, but it seems to me if you're going to haul a car away, you're going to, even just curiosity, and then not see that in there. Yeah. But could you imagine having to detail that car?
Yeah. Well, so one of the things that makes us a little different than other detailers, whenever somebody gets their car detailed, we actually get a copy of their ID. One person came up to us and said that they were watching something in the news, and somebody killed somebody inside that car, and they got it detailed. So the police weren't able to see the
DNA's gone.
Exactly. So with every customer that comes in, we get their ID in case something like that happens. Yeah.
So if you're gonna kill someone or commit some crime in a car, don't take it to jail.
Don't go to us. Yeah.
They're gonna go to Groupon.
Exactly. Yeah.
So how did you? Has that just always been a business practice?
It's a little different with us because when you have somebody waiting in your waiting room, or with it just being husband and wife, it has a homely feel to it.
Yeah.
So there are flowers in the waiting room. There's soft music. It's not your typical detail shop where you have papers everywhere.
Yeah.
We want to give it like a homely feel.
Sure. And
there have been some questionable people that have come in there.
Like, why do you have blood splatter all over your shirt?
Exactly. Exactly. So now we have surveillance inside that waiting room. Yeah. And one of the things that we do also to prevent, if somebody comes in with a stolen credit card,
sure,
we take their IDs now.
Everything that you're saying is you're redefining what this type of service industry business, how they operate, where, like you just said before, it's not relationship building, the ones who just want to,
quick buck,
just numbers, just in and out. Yeah. They're not looking to establish relationships. They're not looking to work too hard to make the customer feel valued. They just want in and out.
Yeah. No, that's
so
not
you're
us.
You're redefining that, way exceeding expectations. Expectations, because now, you have a customer who, let's just say they don't typically splurge on a full detail. They find you give them that value. They feel that value that they're paying, they're for sure coming back.
Yeah. Yeah. They give you the 5-star review.
Yeah.
And they come back and they tell their friends too. They tell their friends also that Gerald and Alma did a great job on this. So,
and you carrying that same philosophy to not only the company that is going to sign a contract with you for 10 vehicles twice a month, but the me, who you're gonna see me, twice a year maybe.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty special.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're not your typical detailer. We really appreciate the relationship aspect of it. We appreciate it's like I said earlier, when you come into our shop, we treat you like you're a guest of our home.
Yeah, that's I did not feel particularly special from my Groupon guy. Actually, they didn't even want me to stay there. They
Really?
said come back.
I see.
And then I didn't have anywhere to go.
Yeah.
So I walked across the street to some cafe.
Yeah.
And it's, well, the only good thing is that this was on Aurora. So if Aurora can be pretty interesting to watch. If viewers don't know, Aurora is pretty much prostitute central.
It is the red light district of Seattle.
Like you go there any time of day, you're going to see,
Interesting
unfortunate.
Yeah.
But very scantily clad women.
Yeah.
Even in the winter.
Yeah.
So it's
even in front of a detail shop.
In front of a detail shop.
That's right.
So yeah, and that's something that you definitely don't want to see, because it is it's sad.
Yeah.
Sad.
But that's we like, for example, if you were to come into our shop, you're more than welcome over there. We've got a charging station for you. We've got outlets for you to bring your laptop, free Wi-Fi. So and we're close to the mall. We're close to Costco. So if you ever come in over there, we'll make sure that you get taken care of.
That's excellent to hear. Tell me a story of when you did have to use PPE to do a job.
There are times when we get mold. There was one time when we had a Hummer H2 was stolen, and the person that took it did fentanyl inside.
Oh,
so that was pretty bad. Yeah, we kept it outside. We cleaned as much of it. I had to get one of those grabber sticks to take everything that was inside to put it in the garbage.
Does it have a metallic taste to it, like a metallic smell?
I couldn't smell it because I
fully didn't get it. I'm gonna interrupt you. I worked with a shop in Capitol Hill a few years ago, and Capitol Hill is. It used to be really cool. Now I think it just sucks. I avoid going to Capitol Hill. Like, there's still a couple things. They have a really, really good sushi place there called Memoji.
Okay.
It is super good.
Yeah.
I won't go because I hate Capitol
because it's
Hill.
in Capitol Hill.
It's on Capitol Hill. Yeah. But I was walking down the street on Capitol Hill, and then, it's another one of these areas where you just see lots of homelessness, lots of drug use. And I was walking by the QFC, and I saw someone huddled towards the wall, like his face right towards the wall, but I didn't think much of it. And then as I was walking by, he turned and exhaled, and then I saw the glass pipe in his hand.
Oh, wow.
I got a big whiff
Yep.
of, which I'm probably sure is meth.
Yeah.
And I got nauseous. Yeah. There was this metallic taste that I couldn't get out of my mouth for hours. Yeah. And then I got a headache, and then I'm like, son of a gun.
That's what we're trying to avoid.
This guy just blew his secondhand meth smoke right in my face.
That's exactly what we're trying to
avoid.
And
I'm like a big dummy that I took it was one of those where I just went, and then it all went in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, now if I get tested now, will I test positive for meth? Well, anyway, no, that's bad news bears.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking major contamination when something like that happens.
We have respirators, we have gloves,
So but you were able to clean it?
Yeah, we cleaned it properly. And then when they got it back, it's like nothing happened.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
So those are some mega super solvents that you had to use.
Yeah.
Are there products specifically for that type of stuff?
We just do our typical detail on the inside, but it's the PPE. It's a little more attention to detail. Yeah. It's getting through the nooks and crannies to make sure that everything's cleaned out. And for this one, buying that stick because we don't want to be reaching underneath the seat. Getting things to protect ourselves from. Yeah.
And that had to have cost more than your basic service.
It did. It did.
So who did you clean it for?
Somebody found us on Google.
You said the car was stolen.
Yeah, the car was stolen.
I see. Yeah.
So they were calling around, and then I thought it was weird when it got towed in because they couldn't drive it. There was police tape over it.
My goodness.
Yeah, and it said over there, like biohazard, do not enter. And so what we did is we left it in the parking lot, let it air out as much as we can.
Yeah.
And then everything, there was luggage in there with soiled clothes, there was jackets in there, and so we took right next to the dumpster. We took our grabber tool, we put everything in the dumpster, continued to let it air out. Took a leaf blower to the inside to get as much out as we can.
Yeah.
And then we brought it inside. Started with the detail.
How long did it take longer?
I think 2 or 3 days.
Sheesh.
Yeah. Yeah.
But nothing was wrong with the car otherwise.
wrong
Like
with the
they
car.
didn't crash it or
Nothing.
anything.
Nothing was wrong
It
with
was
the car.
just dry. It was other than smoking.
I think the door the lock for the door handle was broken, but aside from that, there was nothing wrong with the car.
Man, did the dude get to claim this on his insurance?
I think so.
Because I'm thinking this is thousands of dollars.
Yeah. It was up there.
We know someone who their house was used to cook
Oh my gosh.
meth, and it was condemned.
Wow.
Because that stuff just it just soaks into
Yeah.
it just soaks into everything.
With this one, I was comfortable enough for my son when we moved it from the garage to the front. I was comfortable enough for my son to ride in the passenger seat. So it's really, really clean.
That is fantastic. So there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, if your car gets stolen and people decide,
Call us.
well,
Just that we don't accept Groupon, so that
I guess it's good. I guess it's good that your story wasn't, oh, there was human tissue that I had to clean up. Because then the other thing that went to my brain, are you a movie guy?
here and there.
Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
That scene where he accidentally kills, what was his name? Maurice in the back seat.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean the worst that we've seen. So we also work with Dollar Rent-A-Car,
OMG.
and we saw human feces on the top. So what we were thinking, on the ceiling, right, out of all places. So what we were thinking was the guy that was driving it, he couldn't hold it, and as he was leaving, it went up. And so we've seen that too. We've seen that.
That would
too.
be the most logical.
Yeah.
But I reckon there is a video out there of look at me.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
I mean, people are a piece of work.
They are.
People are a piece of work. It would not surprise me one single bit that it was on purpose.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, let's.
Yeah.
Rude. That is, I don't know. That's faith in humanity down one notch.
One of the things I want to tell your audience here: if you ever rent a car, coming from a detailer, get the insurance.
Oh, you mentioned this before.
Get the damage waiver. Get the damage waiver.
So the one that they offer you, do you want to add insurance?
Yeah. So
Okay.
because there was another time when it had a sticky substance over the vehicle, and they didn't get the damage waiver, and so to remove that took a pretty penny to get that taken out.
You know, car rental places have changed how they operate in the last few years. 1 year. So back in my software sales days, I traveled a ton, and everywhere I went had to rent a car.
Yeah.
And one of my trips, I went, got my car, had my first meeting at my customers.
Yeah.
And as I was backing out to leave, I failed to see that there was this huge retaining wall.
Uh-oh.
And I just scraped all along the back right.
Did you get the insurance?
No.
Uh-oh.
I didn't.
Uh-oh.
Now, my flight back home was an evening flight.
Mm-hmm.
So it was dark by the time I turned the car in. But it was one of these, and this is kind of new too. I could be completely wrong though. But where if you go return your car at an airport, all the people who work at the rental place, all they do is check mileage. You give them their keys, and then that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it.
Like they used to go walk all
Corner to
around
corner.
it.
Yeah.
And then so on the same token, when you rented a car, you would walk around it, and then they would mark where each blemish was.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't do that
They
anymore.
don't do that anymore. Yeah.
And I thought for sure I was going to get something in the mail saying you destroyed our the whole back bumper.
Yeah.
Didn't get anything.
You didn't get anything?
Nothing.
Wow.
Because I don't know. They didn't know what the damage was before I got it. They didn't know what the damage was after I got it.
Yeah.
I mean, at some point they had to have figured it out, I guess.
Yeah.
But I was super surprised about that.
I know with a lot of it, it does rely on the person who's checking in.
Yeah.
You got to make sure that they mark it where the damage is, and then check the checkout papers to see was that damage there before.
I think it might be the difference between renting a car at the airport versus
standalone location.
At a standalone location.
Mm-hmm.
That might be it.
Yeah. Airport does have a lot of volume there.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people coming in.
Right, there's thousands of cars going in and out of there all the time. They just don't have the time to do it.
They don't,
Oh, note to self, when you rent a car, rent it at the airport.
Right.
Note to self. Well, Gerald, thank you so much for being here. I super appreciate it.
It's my pleasure.
I truly love having these conversations with business owners because it's not, I mean, we spoke about detailing cars, but I would think more of the conversation was the things surrounding you to be able to have your business.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, I mean, you're the American dream, for crying out loud.
Oh, thank you.
It's providing for your family, valuing your family, doing family things together, not being content with where you are, looking for something that is better, and then not taking no for an answer, going for it. And then again, I mentioned this time before, the risk, the uncertainty, the being exposed to things that you probably didn't know you needed to do.
It's very scary.
It's like, holy moly, all I want to do is detail cars.
Yeah.
Why are you bothering me about water usage?
Yeah.
Like things like
exactly.
Why are you bothering me about whatever?
Exactly.
And I kind of think that we need to hear more about that versus you need to pay more.
Yeah.
When you hire someone, they need to make $30 an hour.
Yeah.
That just infuriates me.
Yeah.
That really does, because it's like a lot of these small businesses, the owners don't probably make $30 an hour.
Yeah.
It's like, if you're lucky, you give yourself a paycheck.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're lucky.
We're feeling that. We're feeling that. Oh yeah.
And man, most of the time when I hear that type of talk, I just tune it out because it's like, it's just going to be more grief for me, because those individuals, you're not going to change them. Like it's going to be super tough to change their mind. And I'm not really interested in changing anyone's mind. I do value providing perspective. But even then, man, sometimes when I'm having unfortunate conversations and then I say, you know what, this is just perspective. I've flat out been told I don't want that perspective. And it's like, then in that case, you don't really want to learn.
Yeah.
You don't really want to know reality.
Yeah.
You're just stuck in your own bubble.
Yeah.
And you're going to stay there.
Yeah.
And okay, then at that point, it's wasted calories on me to be able to do that. Yeah. But like this type of back and forth, and it's out on the internet.
Exactly.
That someone will say, holy mo, like, just give 2 seconds worth of thought into, it's not easy. No. Oh, you know what? I should have, I know I sort of started the ending here. So I'll give you a quick story here. During shutdown, I did my marketing consultant, and Comcast had this special, I don't even know what you would call it. They had this special program where they were giving grants to small business owners who were affected by
Comcast Rise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you join in on that?
I applied for it. Yeah.
Did you get it?
No.
You know what? I feel so guilty. I don't think I've ever felt guilt in my life than what you just said right this very second. That is horrible. So Comcast Rise was a special grant that Comcast gave to small business owners who were affected by COVID. And it was a $10,000 grant.
Yeah.
And you could have used it to either improve your business or start a new one. I applied for it because at the time I thought that I wanted to start a sneaker cleaning business. Not me doing the cleaning, but selling a sneaker cleaner.
Okay.
So I did everything that I thought. Like, I read how to start a business books.
Yeah.
I read all of the literature, the books of how to go about doing a business. And I did tests on 5 different formulas for sneaker cleaner, on a bunch of different stiffness of bristles on the brush, and took me weeks to do that. And then I'm like, okay, I think I found the one that I liked. And then I have a Travis Scott Jordan 1 in my shoe collection, which is about it's multiple thousands of dollars is what the shoe is.
Wow.
And it was a little bit dirty. So I'm like, all right, I found the formula that I want. I'm just going to go ahead and try it on this sneaker.
Okay.
And it worked. The sneaker looked great.
Okay.
So I'm like, this is the one that I'm going to use. So I put my order in. I bought all of the supplies that you need. I set the website up. I did the packaging. And then it went absolutely nowhere.
Wow.
I spent all of the money and I sold less than 100.
Oh, wow.
And it is not anyone's fault but mine that it did not work.
Oh, wow.
Because I lost motivation and it just fizzled.
Yeah.
But the fact that you applied for it and didn't get it, and wanker me,
it was tough. We've had a few others. We won the Seattle Times Best in the PNW this year.
Oh yeah.
So
Congratulations for that.
We're gold winners for that. We've been featured in the Seattle Times before. It's called Minding Your Own Business, where for the people that left the 9 to 5 and started their business, we were featured for that also. And we've got great support. We have Lori Matsukawa who is a former King 5 anchor. We have a few other anchors and people, TV personalities that have gotten their car detailed through us. So we're going by word of mouth. Continue doing the work we're doing, making sure they're happy, and the business will come.
Yeah, exactly. And I wish you tons and tons of success.
Thank
you. Are you open to the idea of expanding?
We are very open to the idea of expanding.
Beautiful. So I hope that, and that's another thing. It's like, if you're a small business, I would say that the vast majority of small business owners are interested in being medium-sized businesses.
Yeah. So it's just my wife and I, and we can't keep doing this forever. It's starting to take its toll after 3 years.
Yeah.
It's definitely starting to take its toll on us. So we need to focus on the business.
Yeah. Well, I wish you tons and tons and tons of success.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to never seeing JAGs on Groupon.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm looking forward to seeing that commercial.
Thank you.
And I think that we need to definitely highlight more of this type of business, not just the auto detailing, but the start of it, what drives it. It's family run. Your kid is in it. And again, the positive role model for showing a work ethic and the stick-to-itiveness and not letting a no crush you, but to be all right, not here. Let's go someplace else. Let's go someplace else.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see where JAG goes.
Thank you, Carlos.
Again, thank you so much, everyone. Address, phone number, website.
So we're JAG's Auto Detail. We're at 893 Industry Drive in Tukwila. You can visit our website. You can also book an appointment on our website, jagsautodetail.com. Our phone number is 888-789-JAGS.
And I'll put all of that information on the screen itself and in the show notes. And then I'll link to it. So yeah, everyone go check them out if you want. It's a good gift. Like I would say, you don't know what to give your wife for your birthday for anything. Give her an auto detail, because I'm pretty sure that every wife at some point has turned to her husband and say, "Hey, can you detail my car?"
During the holiday season, we do have gift certificates open. So if you visit our website, jagsautodetail.com, under appointments at the very top, there's a place where you can buy a gift card.
Perfect. Husbands out there, do it, because I'm sure you don't want to detail your own car, but you want a happy wife. So
that's important.
So it's definitely important. Thank you everyone for listening. Don't forget to subscribe on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. I'm on YouTube, and then Instagram and Facebook. And then pay attention, because I do review movies. I have some pretty interesting takes on movies. And yeah, you're the last show of the year. Happy holidays to everyone. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. And I have the next show lined up for January, so I'm super excited to keep it going. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Carlos.